argue that he can be a backup. Fair enough, that's a decent argument. But guess what? We do not have limited resources to stack up backups. Yes, you might not rate Lokonga yet at that level, but Lokonga is a backup. Even though he didn't play well to the end last season, but this time he'll have more games to prove himself. Give him a chance. He's a young man. He comes highly rated, and we spend decent money. I think 21 million pounds on him last season. Give him time. Let's not be in a hurry to rise off our players. Come on, we have an any day with experience. He might not be as industrious. He might not be as technically pleasing like Partey, but he can do one or two jobs in few games. Like Besuma will be a want, it's not a need. So let's stop that narrative of Arsenal missed a boat. That's an opportunity for us to take. No, I do not believe that, and I think the club does not believe that. Like the club. Hi guys, welcome to Soccer Highway 304. If you're new, subscribe to the channel if you enjoy the content. Like the video is very important to me. Guys, don't just come and watch. Even though you don't have time to watch the full video, stick a like on your way out. Please stick a like on your way out and make sure you turn on the notification bell so that when I drop these videos, you can be alerted and you can watch them. And don't forget, like I said, stick a like to the video. The channel name is Soccer Highway 304. Wow. Nah, I'm not. I know you guys are expecting me to talk about Jesus and Tillemans. See, I've gone to a point that I understand that when it comes to transfers, we will not be privy to what's going on behind the scenes. We're expecting transfers to get rounded up as quick as possible so that the players can actually acclimatize with other players, train with them, have preseason matches with them, so that we can start the new season on a high. Because we need to start well this time. Remember the last season that just ended, we started very poorly, losing to Brentford. Even though there were a bit of COVID issues then, that was a terrible start. We lost to Chelsea, embarrassing. Then the embarrassment was compounded by Man City. But let's not forget the kind of players that we had at that time, the likes of Chambers, Pablo Mari, Kolasinac, Leno as a keeper. So then the squad was not as good as his colleagues. Let's be fair. Aubameyang was out was it COVID an injury? Like I said, was out for the first two games. So it was a disjointed squad. But right now, the squad is much, much better, even though we need to add quality this time to the squad. We know we're going to have in Europa League. We'll try to, if not win, progress relatively in the cups, the Carling Cup and the FA Cup, which is fair. So we need quality. We know a lot of you, some of you are still railing and still complaining about Bissouma. Like, guys, get it straight. Let's get it straight. Take away your personal ego from this conversation, right? Take away your personal ego and let's look at it objectively. Arteta is looking for an offensive eight. We're not looking for a defensive midfielder. We have one of the best at that position. Partey. Yes, don't tell me about his injury record. I understand. But for the last two seasons, it seems like he has been struggling. No, let me scratch that. He has had injury problems. But that doesn't say, for me, I will not concretely call him injury prone yet. He came from La Liga. The intensity of the English matches is different. We know that. So he's acclimatized to the league. The pace is different. So this season, if he breaks down the way he has broken down the last two seasons, then we can confirm that. Like, we know for quarantining, we can confirm after 3 seasons that his body cannot take 38 games. Fair enough. But for Partey, I would not jump into conclusion yet. Yeah, the last 2 seasons, it seems to have broken down in key time when we are vying for the top 4 or when we are vying for key position on the league. He has broken down. Fair enough. But let us wait for this season. Like I said, I'm standing on my square. Bissouma is not the profile or the archetype of player Arteta wants. We want an offensive creative 8 that can add creativity and goals. Very important. And for Bissouma is a defensive midfielder, and we have Partey there. Yes, some of you argue that he can be a backup. Fair enough, that's a decent argument. But guess what? We do not have limited resources to stack up backups. Yes, you might not rate Lokonga yet at that level, but Lokonga is a backup. Even though he didn't play well to the end last season, but this time he'll have more games to prove himself. Give him a chance. He's a young man. He comes highly rated, and we spend decent money. I think 21 million pounds on him last season. Give him time. Let's not be in a hurry to rise of our players. Come on, we have an any day with experience. He might not be as industrious, it might not be as technically pleasing like Partey, but he can do one or two jobs in few games. Like Besuma will be a want, it's not a need. So let's stop that narrative of as Arsenal missed a boat, that's an opportunity for us to take. No, I do not believe that, and I think the club does not believe that. Like the club do not want another defensive midfielder. We have 2, 3 players that can do that job. You might argue in terms of quality of depth of that of Besuma, which is subjective. I think Lokonga will do a decent job this season. You have more games to get match fitness, which was why I think he didn't perform as well as we expected him when Partey was out. He needs more matches to be match fit and match ready, which he didn't get because of we had only the Premiership and in the cups we were out too quickly, so he couldn't get more games. And we know we're not scoring too many goals for us to make substitutions for him to get more game time. So you have to factor this context. These situations has to be factored in when you guys are making your pronouncement or making your analysis. Take away your feelings. Take away your bias. Some of you don't like Arteta, fair. You don't like the Cronkies, fair. You don't like Edu, fair. But this time, the Cronkies own the club. You can't change that fact. Arteta is there. Edu is there. And if you're not a Arsenal fan, you have to support them. I'm not saying have a blind support. No, I'm not saying that. Be objective. Like, you cannot deny the fact that Arsenal has progressed, regardless of what the mainstream media is trying to push. We have a playing pattern. We won more games compared to last season. Our defense is relatively better than last season. And there's something when guys are missing. We're talking about Arsenal considered 20 goals. Our back four barely played 10 games together last season. Hopefully this season it will be better. And with the fact that Saliba is going to be there, instead of playing holding, we can play Saliba, who is mobile, is a young defender. It's coming from coming from a good loan and the French league, winning the Young Player of the Year. So let's be calm. Let's be calm. And also we need transfers, but there is still time. We have 2 full months to go. The transfer will end on the 1st of September. Why the hurry? Like, there's still bloody time. Calm your. I understand the banters from the likes of Manchester United, Chelsea, Spurs, especially Spurs. Come on, calm down. I know the season ended disappointment of us not qualifying for Champions League and Spurs usurping us. I understand that fact, but I am quietly confident that this coming season, with the right addition at key position like the striker and in the midfield, then bringing a few players like someone to deputize for quarantining when we seem to be have injury issues, we will do better than we did last season. I'm confident. I do not see some of you do not rate Arteta. Fine, that's your objective, but I do rate him. I think I've seen enough. I'm not saying he has not made mistakes last season. He made a few mistakes against I think the game against Brighton, where he chucked Xhaka as a left back. We should have done that. He has made a few mistakes. Even Pep makes mistakes. Remember the Champions League he lost 2 years ago, where he refused to play Rodri. Like, even the best managers have made bad choices and bad calls. It's part of the game. But I think I've seen enough to believe in Arteta. And come on, let's see. Even though you don't like Arteta as a person, come on, let's be objective. He's building a better team. Our defenders are now mobile. We're not with struggling, slow defenders we had in the past, likes of Socrates, likes of Kolasinac, the Paul Mustafi, Bellerin that cannot play like a modern keeper. Shout out to him. I'm not saying he's a bad keeper. He's a good shot stopper, but his distribution is poor compared to the attributes, the contributions Ramsdale brings to the team. Is far superior. Like, come on, let's just be calm. And I say a lot of you don't support him, giving Keita a new contract. I will say regarding Keita, if you look at the tail end of the season, the few games he had the opportunity of playing, they went inside to. I know he took so much time to bench Lacazette, which is another learning curve for Arteta, another thing he should improve on. Like I said, with time and experience, this is his first rodeo as a manager. So, and he's doing well compared to, if you look at other people that have had their first rodeo as managers. So, you guys, calm down. He came into a mess. Arsenal was in a mess when Arteta came in. So, give him some grace. Give him some grace. cut him some slack. He's doing a decent job. Like I said, I believe in him. With the right addition, we will do great this coming season. Do not fall for the fake hype of the likes of Spurs or Manchester United, thinking they'll just buy a few players and they'll just pop up. I do not believe the hype. Don't fall for the hype. Arsenal will just need to add the right quality of players. Like we need to get, if we can get in Jesus and Tielemans, we are actually improving the first 11 in a, well, as in, see, Tielemans and Jesus will take us to a new level because Tielemans will actually improve the output and input of Saka. So, Saka, because Tielemans is creative, Jesus will pull defenders away, allowing Saka and Martinelli to do their jobs. And Jesus is a good dribbler, he's very mobile, he's a good presser, he scores goals, even though he might not be 6 feet plus, he is good with his head. He can shoot with the left foot, the right foot. He presses very well. He could dribble. He has pace. In my opinion, is a very complete striker. I understand you want to counter that. How come you couldn't do that with at Man City? Fair point. Why did he do that at Man City? Let's not forget, Pep Guardiola likes to rotate a lot. He likes to change. He likes to be extrally tactical, in my opinion. If I'm to put it in my own choice word, he likes to overcomplicate things sometimes. And we know from his days at Barcelona, even at Bayern, he does not like the conventional 9. Look at his antecedent with David Villa, Abramovich, Samuel Eto'o, even Aguero in the beginning. Pep does not love the conventional 9. Do not be fooled. See, I see we're getting excited about Pep signing Haaland, that he's going to score a lot of goals. He could score a lot of goals. And at the same time, he could go wrong. Because I think the German league, as fantastic as it is, and Haaland looks like a hell of a good player, the English league is a different kettle of fish. Let me point out something. Sancho was doing great at the German league. He came to Manchester United, he's struggling. Timo Werner, struggling. Kai Havertz, almost the same thing. So it's always easy to project forward that this player is going to come in and do wonders. It doesn't always happen all the time like that. Like it's not just clear cut like that. The English Premiership is full of intensity. It's tough. It's fast. It's the defenders do not give you time to overthink. It's a quick league. It's a highly intensive, competitive league. So I'm not saying Haaland might not hit it off immediately. What I'm saying that do not be surprised if he has a bit of a struggle. And let's not forget his injury records. So it's not going to be Haaland just comes in and hits it off immediately. I do not subscribe to that. I do not believe that. And I could be wrong. But looking at the players I've just mentioned, Sancho, Kai Havertz, Timo Werner, these are players that relatively came 1 or 2 or 3 years ago from the German league to the English Premiership, and they are finding it difficult. Not because they are bad players, because the league is kind of different, and there are only a few players that can hit it off in all the leagues. And one is Ronaldo. You will say all the leagues he has played in, he has been fantastic. There are only a few players. Let's not even forget, even moving from a team in the English Premiership to another team, sometimes things could go wrong. Let's not forget Fernando Torres moved from Liverpool to Chelsea, and he bombed it on, and there was a huge struggle. So it's not set in stone that Haaland will just come in and just light up the English Premiership. I'm not saying he could not do that, but there's a possibility he could struggle. He might finally adapt to the league in subsequent seasons, but people saying he will score tons of goals in the first season, I bet to disagree. If you think I'm tripping, leave it kindly in the comment section. I don't think Haaland is going to come into the league and score buckets of goals. I don't think so. I think Jesus will score more goals than Haaland. If Jesus comes to Arsenal, I think he will score more goals than Haaland in the first season. You're free to disagree. You can call me whatever. Might want to call me delusional. I believe Jesus will score goals for Arsenal. Like they've been strikers that moved from a team to another team, and they seemed that they were struggling in their previous team, and they did well. Diego Forlan struggled in English Premiership, struggled at Manchester United, went to Atletico Madrid, became a goal machine. Eto was forced out of Barcelona, went to Inter, and was scoring goals. Sometimes, like I said, I'm going to stick to my guns on this Jesus scoring more goals than Haaland. I think conventional number 9, traditional number 9 strikers do not do well with Pep teams. And you can trace it back. I mentioned David Villa, Samuel Eto'o, Ibrahimovic, even Aguero. Aguero did not have the best of stints with Guardiola, even though he had injuries, but he wasn't getting played all the time. Pep do not like conventional number 9, but he wants to have the. I understand you're going to question, oh, so why they signing? He wants to have the option. Like there'll be certain games, even in the Champions League or in certain games in the league, that he will need to bring in Haaland to change the course of the game. Does that mean he wants him all the time? No. We can see that Pep likes to mix and match. So let's just calm down. So going back to the transfers and going back to Arsenal and Arteta, guys, calm your nerves. The transfer window is still open. We have time to get deals done. And I believe we're going to do big in this window. Just calm down. I understand it's frustrating. You want us to do the business as quick as possible. And sometimes I think you guys have too much of time on your hands. You have too much of time on your hands. Just calm down. It's just June 15th. It's not even yet preseason. The players are still on holiday. I understand Spurs are doing deals. Manchester City are doing deals. Liverpool are doing deals. Arsenal will still do deals. Just calm the F down. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you enjoy this content. Like the video, turn the notification bell, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Even when you're 7 years old,